Sloppy Seconds with Brian Knuutti.
Welcome in once again, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Sloppy Seconds. Actually, I think it's only the third or fourth one. I'm not exactly sure. But we're firing this thing back up. Today, I got a couple guests on here. I got Mr. Derrick David Chaput from the SCSRA Racing Series and former team member of Neon Racing, current member of Wasted Wages Racing, formerly YXU Racing. How you doing, Chappie?
I'm good. I've been around, you could say.
Yeah, there you go. And then I also have Tuesday night's Truck Series winner at Talladega, Cody Moore.
Hi, buddy.
And I also have the famed Dustin Dean. He was back and he is ready. And he raced on Tuesday, but unfortunately it did not turn out exactly like Cody's did. How was your race, Dustin?
Well, it turned sour when I, was looking at the track.
Yeah.
Upside down in my truck. So, yeah, that was not good.
Yeah, I think I saw him out there at one point.
Yeah, that was
during the pace laps.
Yeah, that was a crappy way to start your first comeback. But it's Talladega. Stuff happens, and sometimes you get coxed out there. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'd also like to start off by saying, formally apologizing to Mr. David Derrick Chaput for my comments that I made on last night, right before the race started. Thought it was going to be a funny joke. It wasn't that funny. I'm sorry, sir.
Yeah, what were those comments, Knuutti?
Yeah, wait a minute. Now you got to say it.
Well, all I said was, I'm glad you just showed up, because now I know I won't finish last.
Well, where did you finish?
I did not finish last.
Where did Chappie finish?
Oh, Chappie, where'd you finish?
I was in 12th.
So not last. So you're good.
Oh, okay. All right. Knuutti finished in 4th. That's fair.
No, third.
Sure.
Yeah, I got third. Anyway, so
how many self spins did you have, though?
I had one. I had one. I'll tell you, I don't know what's going on with me this season. I was just talking to some of the guys about it this past week, and it's just kind of nuts. This has literally been like my worst season ever. I only got one win this season so far, and not a lot of top fives.
You want to hear a crazy stat?
What's the
I
stat?
haven't won this season either.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody really cares.
Well, going off from 5 wins to none, that's pretty okay. Well, that's
yeah. I'm just kidding. Yeah. No. Exactly. Yeah. You're going from 5 wins to 1, and I think I went from 4 wins to 1.
I went from none to none, though.
Oh, yeah. You don't have any. Oh, you got a couple Truck Series wins, though.
Oh, I got 4 of those, but those. Well, I won't get into it.
No, yeah. Cool. I mean, still, a win's a win. Still the SCSRA. You know what I mean? Between the two series, it's the same people pretty much. Minus Colin, but Colin, he realized that there was more to video games. And
if we have time later, I'd like to describe how he rage quit last night.
Did he rage quit last night? I saw him leave. I thought like he was out of fast repairs.
It was rare form for Colin. Chappie probably heard it too. He was
went from perfectly fine until gone from the race in like 5 seconds.
What happened? Oh wow! Who took him out? What happened?
Who did take him out? I don't even know. Was it Cox?
I'm not really sure.
No, Cox wasn't there last night, wasn't he?
I don't know. I don't pay attention to these things.
Yeah. Well, let's pull up the results from this week, and we'll at least be able to talk. Well, actually, hold on. I got a little bit of an update, so that's not going to happen right now. So we'll go ahead and do an update, and then we'll pull up the stats to talk about that. But anyway, let's talk about Dustin Dean. How have you been, my friend? You've been. We haven't talked to you. What has it been? About a year?
Then a little over a year.
A little over a year.
A little hiatus.
Yeah, a little hiatus. It sold all your equipment, and you bought all brand new stuff or used stuff. You bought your old stuff back. What'd you do?
I bought some used stuff, mostly new. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it's
What kind of?
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah. Well, we're glad to have you back. I just wish the race would have went a little bit better. We got Richmond next week. That's a good track.
Oh yeah, that'll make it better.
Well, I mean, it's better than Talladega.
Well, I guess it depends on everybody else too.
Yeah, and Richmond too. It's one of those tracks where we either get like really long runs. Like there was that one race we had green flag pit stops. That was wild.
Yeah.
And
Richmond's one of those tracks you can do that.
Yes.
Yeah, and then there's other times you go there and it's just a caution fest. It's just it's wild how those races just kind of turn out sometimes. But I'll tell you what, last night that Bristol race, that was by far the best short track race I think we've ever had. I know there was like a lot of cautions, but we had that long green flag run in that middle, and we had a couple like pretty long green flag runs. I mean, I say long for an iRacing sim race short track. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I just have one question for all of us though. Like, how long do we allow Clint to just dominate the series before we kick him out?
I mean, I don't think we should. Yeah, I love chasing him. I mean, you know what I mean? It makes you better.
Here's the thing. I wasn't a Clint fan when he came on the scene, obviously, because I'm self-conscious. So I was really worried that he was going to be better. And he is, but I will tell you, Clint is a cool ass dude, man. We talk offline and we've raced actually outside the league a couple times. He is one of the nicest guys you'll meet. He's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I've got to get to know him.
Shit, he actually so he didn't really take me out. We had an incident. He blew a motor, and I was so no in the race at Talladega, and I was so mad at him. But with his comments, he made me like feel like I was the asshole in the whole situation.
I think he didn't do anything wrong there, though.
I think the actual quote was, "What's wrong with the racetrack? I mean, I'm not mad at you, and you're not mad at me. I mean, we're cool here. We're just talking, but I'm just saying, what's wrong with the racetrack?"
That sounds like a Dale Earnhardt move right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so what had happened is he blew a motor and he jumped down to the apron, and simultaneously, like cars just started wrecking. So I kind of jumped down to the apron too, but I didn't go down as far as him. But he blew the motor, so he was trying to carry as much speed so he can try to roll back all the way around. Although I don't think it was going to happen regardless. I mean, that was going into turn one. I don't think he would have been able to roll all the way around. But I checked up a little bit, and that was just enough for him to kind of run into the back of me, and then I ended up having to use a fast repair.
So just to confirm, though,
yeah,
if you blow a motor, you should turn up into traffic.
No, Clint was on the apron. I can't.
That is correct.
Yeah. He never touched. Like the second he blew a motor, he did what you should do.
Yeah, let's just make the listeners aware that
Clint was in the right.
Right, that's what I wanted to get.
But also, I was in the right. It was just what are you talking? I was avoiding a wreck. I think we were both in the right. What's that?
You chirped at him.
Yes, because I felt like I got ran over. I mean, come on, if you get ran over after you're past a wreck, you get a little upset, right? And then after I kind of realized everything that kind of was going on, and like he kind of pointed out that whole thing, I was like, yeah, I guess he's right. But anyway, so let's talk about the truck series. So we had first place was Cody Moore with 15 laps led by a winning margin of 0.108. That's pretty close against yours truly, who were just talking about, Clint Stone. And third place, Mr. Chaput. And then in fourth place, we had Brian Merle Jr. Fifth was Martin Lawrence Cheeseburger. Sixth was Eddie Moore, my teammate and good buddy.
Morris.
What did I say?
Moore. I just want to make sure people don't know we're not brothers. We've lost Dustin, by the way. He muted himself, and then he dropped out.
Okay, well, hopefully he comes back. If he comes back, then that'll be great. If not, I guess we'll have to get him on the show another time. You know, this is supposed to be the big Dustin Dean show, but I guess it's just the Cody and Derrick show at this point. Anyway, so then I was in seventh place. We had Brett Merlin eighth, Kyle Mays in ninth, Joe Wright in 10th, Michael Provault 11th, Jake McCarty in 12th, Blake Hensley in 13th, Devin Butchino in 14th, 15th, Will Witt, David Wright in 16th, Mark Shavers 17th, Todd Mays 18th, David Hartney 19th, and Colin Willem in the 20th. And there's a couple more spots, but I'm not just going to keep on. Actually, there's only a couple more spots. So Bobby Mays 21st, Dustin Dean unfortunately in 22nd, Zachary Cox in 23rd, and Sylvan Seguin in 24th. But Sylvan Seguin actually just he showed up, and then right when the race started, he had to leave.
Regardless.
What was that?
Saw the wall and got scared.
Oh, Jesus. So anyway, how was your race, Chappie, with that one? You had a pretty good finish there.
It wasn't too bad. I was trying to help out my buddy Cody get his win for the playoffs, and look at how it went.
Yeah, so that moves
Chappie was the hero of the day.
Yeah, so that locked you into that extra round. Yeah, Chappie, he got 3 laps led. I didn't get any.
But I'll tell you. Want to know the truth about that race?
What's that?
So at the end, Cody was like, "Oh, thanks, Chappie, for helping me out," but I was actually trying to win it.
Yeah,
I just had nothing up top by myself.
Yeah.
As I was running, I assumed he had somebody behind him that he was kind of holding up or something.
Yeah.
And then I thanked him profusely. I was like, man, you're the teammate of the year. Like, thank you, man. And then he did admit to me that, in fact, and I watched the replay, he had no help and he couldn't have beat me even if he tried. And I found out later that he did try.
Well, there's that. Awesome teammate.
Yeah, awesome.
Just carrying on your tradition in YXU, I heard you were a great teammate too.
Well, hold on now. Well, I mean, I thought I was a pretty good teammate, except for whenever apparently Colin would get mad at me at Bristol just because said I was driving too crazy. I mean, they were holding me up, so I took it 3 wide. I don't understand what the big deal is, but anyway. So back to this race. It did kind of suck. There was a caution came out, and I know, Cody, I know that you think that you guys would have won that race, but there is no chance in hell you guys would have gained 6 seconds on us in 10 laps. There's no way.
We had numbers, man. That's all I'll say.
We had 4.
We had like
4
10 or 12.
Yeah, and you guys were side by side. I'm telling you.
All I know is that I saw 2 laps red, and then I started seeing green laps. And it was like 2 to 3 tenths a lap. I don't know if we would have caught you in time.
Nah,
we're gaining.
I don't think you would have because let's see.
But that wasn't the argument, though. You said we weren't gaining.
Well, you weren't. Well, let's look. Hold on. There's got to be a way that you can look at the lap graph on these things.
No, actually, you know what, Knuutti, you're right.
Yes, I am right. Thank you. I'm glad that you finally admit that.
No, that was. I mean, I'm really excited because that was my first win ever in SCSRA. Well, you know, once you quit, your wins are nullified and they no longer count. So that was my first win.
Yeah, you're right.
There is a way. There is a way you can look. Okay, so here we go. So at lap,
I wasn't telling a story or anything. Fuck this.
Sorry, I know. Well, sorry, it was kind of getting old. So anyway, so you guys were. Let's see. When we took over the lead, okay. So you were 6.37 seconds behind us when we took the lead. Then you were 6.2. Okay. Then you were 6.2. Then you were 7.1. Oh, was that the caution then? Okay,
this is riveting radio, by the way.
Yeah. Sorry. It's just anyway. You guys weren't catching us. We would have won that race. We were pulling away. That caution screwed us. We were flying. We pitted way early before you guys, and we were lined up. When we came out of the pits, we were nose to tail. We were hauling ass.
Yeah, that was actually a really good strategy. I like that. I was impressed by that call. That was pretty smart.
That was all Joe Wright. Joe Wright.
Yeah, poor Joe Wright. So, like, as I was saying before, you know, you got bored of my story. Yeah, like, this is my first win. And I will tell you, like, it's been rough. Like, the fallout from this win has been pretty hard on me.
The fallout? What do you mean the fallout?
There's not a lot of happy people about that win.
I get that, but I'll tell you what, watching that, even though it was my teammates who did end up all getting involved in that wreck, every single one of them, I will say, and even some of the people that were involved in that, I would have went for that same exact hole. Blake left a huge hole, and you could have fit a car and a half in there, and it's a last lap going down the backstretch. I'm going through that same hole.
I was just about to ask you your thoughts on that, because I know a lot of people are angry about that, but my God, how could you not take that?
I think the only reason people are angry about it is just because of who the 2 people that were involved with the contact. I think it's the thing, just because there's been a lot of controversy about it the past couple of weeks. Cody got suspended a couple weeks ago for it. He quit. He left the league. Now he's rejoined the league. All of his SCSRA wins beforehand have been annulled, so those didn't exist. So this is Cody Moore 2.0. So now his wins officially started on Tuesday.
Yeah, one-time winner.
One-time winner. Yeah, one-time winner. He's never been a champion
in any series.
In any series, we're actually going to put a rookie stripe on his back bumper.
Ooh, that'd be good. Yeah, no, it was I'm glad you guys said that, because I mean, I didn't feel great about it afterwards, but I mean, I was kind of thinking back on it. It's like, I mean, that hole was open. I saw it, but yeah, what can you do?
Yeah, I mean, that's just, you know, that's the way that's just the way I gotta look at that one. I gotta, you know, again, it's, you know, my teammates, it sucks that you know, that they were the ones that got caught up in it, but I mean, it's the last lap.
Super speedway race, man.
Again, if you like we were saying the other day when we were really enjoying watching replays on Pro Volt, because computer because he couldn't tell who was who, so you couldn't be biased at all. You would just be able to tell. You know what I mean?
Dude, that is a really good idea for like a review system. Like just blank out all the cars.
Turn off trading paints or something like that. Yeah, and just change all the. I don't know what you do, but yeah, definitely something like that would probably be the best way. Then nobody's biased or anything like that, and yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see something like that.
Yeah, that'd be. I mean, that might be something you'd think about for our league to get the bias out of it.
Yeah. So moving on to Wednesday night's race, we were racing at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Xfinity Series, and the winner was it was the same exact top two as Tuesday, just flipped in reverse. So we had Clint Stone with the winner, with 77 laps led. Cody Moore in second place with 0 laps led, which is kind of weird because you did start on the pole. But what exactly happened there, Cody? Could you go ahead and tell us?
Yeah, so I learned that iRacing does not give you credit for laps led under a black flag. That's why I don't have any laps led, because I actually led like 3. But yeah, no, on that start, I mean, it's completely my fault, but Blake decided to go early, and then I just, it was kind of like a reaction that I couldn't really help. That, yeah, once he went, I went, and then, yeah, I think we both got black flagged. But I got a 42-second hold, which I think the league had something to do with, but I can't prove it.
The league had something to do with.
Yeah, I mean, 42-second hold, like that doesn't sound right?
Well, I mean, I don't know how to give a penalty during the race.
I don't know that you can't do that, though.
I think this is a conspiracy theory, and this is for conspiracy theory Fridays with Derrick Chaput. He puts his tinfoil hat on, and then he talks about conspiracy theories within the league and the whole world and everything. Last week, he was talking about like aliens and stuff like that infiltrating the SCSRA. Weird.
We actually did that one time in the Logan and Cody show, and it's the lowest rated episode we have.
Oh,
yeah,
was it?
It was not good.
Oh, yes. I remember you guys did that. I couldn't even listen to it. And I'm an avid fan of the show. I was like, what the is going on right now? This is ridiculous.
That guy is a coworker kind of me and Logan, and he's just he's a little left field out to lunch.
I'm just glad you guys live up in Canada.
Why is that, buddy?
Well, because if he lived down here in the U.S., he'd probably come
What?
This is taking a turn. All right, let's do this.
We want to interrupt this program to remind our listeners that the Logan and Cody Show Network assumes no responsibility or liability for anything the host or guest says on this show. The opinions expressed on the show are solely the host, guest, and do not reflect the opinions and beliefs of the Logan and Cody Show Network. Thanks again for your support, and now back to the program.
Anyway, so
sorry, I didn't know I was known as like the killer here.
No, not you, the other guy.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking about the crazy guy, the guy that you just said, that guy.
Well, he listens to the show though,
So let's keep talking about the race and go back on normal subjects. So Cody got second place. We were talking about that. I got third place. I led 52 laps, started third also. Then we had Will Witt in fourth, Kyle Mays in fifth, Devin Butchino in sixth, Blake Hensley in seventh, Pro Volt in eighth place, David Hartney in ninth, Mark Shavers in 10th, Cheeseburger in 11th, Derrick Chaput in 12th place. How'd your race go there for you, Derrick?
It was good until I think it was Hartney took a hard right into the wall and then came in front of me and I got some damage. And I was like, I'll just save my fast repair. Yeah. And then, of course, we had a green flag run and I went a lap down and never came back from it.
Yeah, I remember I was right behind you guys when that one happened. Yeah, and then we went green after that, and then we had like a 50-something green flag run or something like that, or maybe 40 or something like that.
I had fun battling Cheese for the end, though.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was just kind of door slamming him a little bit, trying to save that last spot.
Nice. Yeah, I had a side-by-side battle for third, too, with Will Witt. It was pretty fun. It was just nice not to spin out and take out Will Witt for once.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that helped any. Like, I think he fully expects next time you'll take him out.
Oh, okay. So maybe he was driving a little bit cautious just because I was around him. He was driving.
Yeah, you were in his head.
I was in his head. See, that's what I was trying to do. I was just trying to get into his head and wait till the playoffs.
Right. Yeah. You've got this all planned.
I play mind games, man. I'm all up in his head. You know what I mean? He's screwed. Yeah. The fourth place. Shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, can I get some credit though for being 2 laps down and coming back and finishing second?
No, that is
impressive.
That is impressive. I think what definitely helped you was the couple cautions there at the beginning. Because if we would have had a long green flag run, I don't know, man, if you could have made the ground up because we would have been putting cars laps down and shit like that. But yeah, definitely like that mistake is like to get that go 2 laps down at the beginning is the best time to do it.
Well, what really helped me too was the caution came out as I was serving the 42nd hole.
Yeah, I was about to come down, or I was about to pass and put you down 3 laps actually, and then you pulled off pit road as we were coming up to you.
But Blink's like had his lap back instantly. I still don't understand that penalty.
I don't understand. Maybe there is a we'd have to, you know what? I can pull it up. Let's go take a look. I think it'll tell you what the penalties were and everything like that. You click on the results.
We could actually do something productive on this show here and figure that out.
Yeah, here we go. So session events. You click on that. Of course, it's going to be the first one for you guys. So all it says is penalty. Oh, no. You got 2 penalties. That's why. So Blake got a stop and go for jumping the start. You also got a stop and go for jumping the start, but you also got a penalty for pace speed.
Oh, gotcha.
Which was also a stop and go, but I'm assuming that because it was 2 penalties and you already had 1 penalty and then he gave you another one, so it compounded the issue. So then, yeah. Oh, hold on.
I mean, that seems harsh to me. Like, if you jump the start, you jump the start. But, I mean, yeah, 2 penalties, that's fair. At least I understand why it happened. I don't agree with it, though. And I will be appealing the decision.
Yeah. Yeah. It's it's definitely different starting up front. I got a jump start penalty on Tuesday with the truck series. And I was starting second, and my teammate literally counted it down to me.
That's where you get in trouble.
Yeah, you can't count it down anymore.
Can't count down anymore.
Cannot.
Yeah. And so he went 3, 2, 1, go. Well, because of the delay with Discord, I usually always go right after they're done saying 1. Well, he went on go, so I literally hit it just like, I mean, a hunt hair after.
I believe in making the league better as a whole. So if people are listening to this, here's the tip. You want to line up actually behind your teammate, and you want the second person calling it out. So like right when you enter the restart zone, if you get a little rolling start going, and then right when you're about to hit their back bumper, you tell them go. It's beautiful when it works. It's so good.
Yeah, that would make more sense because that way you're not anticipating when the person in front of you is going to go.
Yeah, because with the new rule, like I just don't think you can tell anyone to go anymore.
Yeah. I will say, though, I am a fan of the restart zone. I do feel like it has kind of tightened up the front a little bit.
Yeah, I love it. It's
because usually you could, I mean, the second the pace car leaves, you could just take off, and usually you could be going into turn 1 by the time they even get to the start-finish line.
Yeah, now if we could just get league admins to stop changing lanes.
Okay, hold on. We talked about that. Wait, hold on. So are we talking about, we're talking about the Devin and Provolt and whoever else?
No, wait. No, we're talking about Junior trying to say that Devin didn't change lanes the other night.
Okay, so on that, I will say.
No, you won't. Don't do this here.
I will say. I'll say it. I'm going to say it. I don't think it was lane change. The only reason I don't think it was lane change.
I can't do this.
Yeah, you're going to do it.
I don't know this.
You're going to sit here and you're going to listen to it. All right.
So here's the only thing, right?
Okay.
Devin went down to a third lane, right? Okay. Like clearly third lane. Okay.
Yes.
But the argument is the bottom lane from the inside car down to the bottom of the track, which you could make a valid argument. But here's my thing.
Yeah.
He clearly gained an advantage by doing it because he was on the inside of him going into turn 1. So I would argue that you cannot make a move to get out of the line and still make an advantage of it.
Okay, yes and no. And here's why I say no is because he was not alongside of him until they crossed the start-finish line.
Right, but I'm saying he got a run, though. He was able to manipulate the restart to the point where he got an advantage. And I think that's the spirit of the rule, that you should not be gaining any sort of advantage on a restart, right?
Yeah. I mean, we were talking about this last night kind of in depth because we were talking about Kyle Mays because he did something like that too on, I think it was a lap 61 restart. And he kind of moved up a little bit, but there was enough room on the top side of him. Like you could fit a car there. There was a room for a car and a half. And then, and Eddie was up top and he said, I mean, he even said it himself. He's like, I mean, he didn't really, I had room. He never hit me, so I don't know. But he did come up like I don't know, maybe like half of a car length up or something like that, or a car length or something.
Yeah, I think anytime you're out of the line, that's a lane change, but I digress.
It's just a hard one. I mean, I don't know. That's a difficult one to.
That's a question for league admins.
Yeah.
Did I miss that race? I don't recall this whole situation.
Yeah, well, it was actually 2 races we're talking about. We're talking about a restart at Talladega in the trucks, and we're also talking about a restart in the Xfinity Series at Bristol. But I will say, there's been a lot of these instances over kind of the past year where I've gotten complaints about that, and I've gone and looked at it, and literally kind of very similar situations to 2 of them, and I've just kind of let them slide. The ones that I'm kind of trying to get at, basically the whole reason that rule was instituted, right, for two people. One was because of TJ Floyd. He would hang back. Remember he used to hang back like 3-4
and he'd send her 3 wide.
Yeah, and then he would be like
Kyle Busch restarted.
Yes, he had to be like the Days of Thunder. Like, I want you at max speed when the green flag drops. And then he just rips by everybody on the top. Well, you guys didn't go on the green. It's like, yeah, you got a fucking 10-mile-an-hour head start. Like, that's bullshit. And anyway, so that was one of the things with the whole, like, keep it close. I literally think if everybody just kept it close, we wouldn't really have to even really necessarily worry about the lane change, right? The penalty system in the iRacing itself would kind of cover that. But the second reason why we did it is because of, well, but at Rockingham in the Truck Series back in the iOS days. Remember when he went from the top side all the way to the bottom and ended up like going underneath somebody, and I forget who it was, and they just drew like this huge fit about it. Nobody wrecked, but they were all upset that they went 3 wide into turn 1 at
I was even pissed about that one. That was stupid.
Oh, that was you. Okay, so you were the one.
No, I wasn't the one complaining about it, but I remember it, and that was pretty stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I remember too, and then I remember Butch saying that. I mean, he said something about, well, it's not in the rule book, and then it was the next week, and then that was kind of the one. That was kind of like one of the main things we were trying to get rid of, right? And again, I get the whole spirit of the rules and everything like that. I really do. I hate giving out penalties. I hate suspending people, even though I suspended you a couple weeks ago. I hate it. I don't want to suspend everybody. I just want everybody to show up and have a good time and have fun.
I liked it when you suspended Todd.
When I'm not going to go there. I'd like to also give a shout out to Todd for him and the Maze Mafia sponsoring the Truck Series once again. And then also
big turnaround from when we thought they were going to leave.
Damn, you give a shout out to Maze Mafia, and we can't get a shout out to the Logan and Cody Show Network, which this podcast appears on.
This is what it shows at the beginning. It's like, hey, sloppy seconds, and then it does the weird sounds of me slurping like at the bottom of like a Slurpee or a soda can or something like that, and like that, and then doesn't it say Logan and Cody Show Network? Logan and Cody Network?
I don't know. I can't remember or listen to the shows.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll get some cool intro music. We'll get somebody to do something.
That's Chappie.
I try, but it's so hard to get ideas for stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like come up with a 15-second tidbit that kind of summarizes the segment. It's like, okay.
I think you did a wonderful job on the world famous Logan and Cody show.
Oh, thanks.
When's the next episode of that coming out?
I don't know.
I knew this one almost.
It's like weekly. I got to check with Stu.
Oh, yes.
Man, I was really hoping Dustin Dean was going to stick around for this one. It was kind of what my whole show was kind of based around. I think we're just kind of winging it at this point.
I was going to ask him why he left, but I guess I don't get to ask him.
Oh, no. He messaged me. He said he had to run. And hold on.
No, I mean like left the league the first time. I was going to ask him if it was because he turned.
Those are the questions people want to hear about.
I had a bunch of questions written down that I was going to ask, and that's kind of gone. So
okay, so here, why are you so in love with Dustin Dean? Because you in the last week or two have been I quit, so I wouldn't know. I only know back since Tuesday, but it seems to me you have a love affair with Dustin Dean because you've announced him. You made an entire radio show come back just for him. So what's the deal?
Here's the question.
Well, it was just
how long till he's an admin?
Well, hold on. We're doing baby steps right now. Right now, he's not even technically allowed to run in the Xfinity Series until.
So what you're saying, he's an admin, but he's like behind the scenes.
I give it season 4. Season 4, he's an admin, 100%.
100%.
Oh Jesus, he used to be an admin.
See, here we go.
Back in the iOS days. No. Okay, right now the admin team that we have right now is perfect for the amount of people and amount of everything that we have.
Right? It's like a 1-to-1 ratio.
Yeah, I literally feel like it's not that bad. No. But like, okay, everybody's got like kind of one thing that just kind of take care of, like we got Eddie, he takes care of. Hold on one second.
What is that?
Sorry, I just had to burp, so I didn't want to do it on the mic. Next time I will. Actually, it'll go with the show. Maybe I'll just add that. That'll be the opener. Anyway,
reminder again. This is Sloppy Seconds with Brian.
Reminder, yeah, Sloppy Seconds. It's Brian Knuutti. Yeah. So anyway, on God damn it, what?
You no. You got to answer the question of why you're so in love with Dustin Dean and when he will be an admin. The over under is 3.5 seasons, and this is season 3.
Okay, I'm not in love with Dustin Dean, but I am infatuated by the guy. Okay, this is a comeback story. All right, this is like Kurt Busch, right? If he didn't retire,
does a comeback story have to have substance to be a comeback story? Like, just showing up on the field is not usually a good Disney movie, right? Like, you have to come back and like if he won the championship, that would be like a heartwarming comeback story, right?
No, but I'm cheering for the guy.
Oh, I think we're all cheering for him. I don't have anything against Dustin, even though
I mean, it kind of feels like you do. I got to be honest.
Well,
I feel like
we're jealous.
I feel like you're upset that I'm spending more time with him than you.
Well, yeah, that's a given.
Oh, okay,
but I think Chappie's question is valid. How soon until he's an admin?
We're not going to talk about contract negotiations or anything like that at this time. We'll have to divulge into the future and see what happens.
And when is Steven not going to be an admin?
Okay. Anyway, I wanted to be an admin,
but I was told that I was too much of a troll.
No, we don't. Well, I mean, you are, but anyway,
that is false. Give me 3 examples.
I can
Todd and Todd.
Yeah, give me
name like an actual thing. No, I've never told.
Okay, so let's see, 52B.
That was not a troll.
That's a troll.
His number.
That's a troll.
Let's get back to serious topics.
I also want to point out I ran that for 3 races and never got a warning for that.
I know, and that's why I messaged you and I said, okay, could you stop?
You did. You did not message me. I know you probably told the admin team you did that, so they
no.
You, but no, you did not message me that.
Oh, I didn't message you. Oh, I messaged, or I told your guys that. Who I told one of you guys that. No, I told somebody on our team.
Keep digging the hole.
Okay.
Does your bike pedal backwards easy?
Hey, Chaput. This is a formal warning. You need to change your number back to the correct number.
On the air.
So this is like now you can't say, this is going to be timestamped and dated and everything like that. So this is your formal warning.
Okay. Yeah, this is just tremendous radio.
There you go. It's great. I mean, somebody's going to listen to it. I don't know. Yeah, just a bunch of talking about nonsense. Anyway, so the admin team I got, it's great, right? So you got Eddie. He takes care of all the graphics and everything like that.
Eddie's great. Eddie, 100%.
Yep. Then we got Sylvan. He takes care of the points.
Sylvan's great,
right? So he takes care of that, right? And then we got
wish to be a little bit faster, but
and then we got Provo, who's in charge of social media, and
that's just a wasted spot. To be honest, that's a wasted spot.
Well,
you think he has his phone on that mode where you can text easily with one hand?
Well, no, I'm not. Yeah. Anyway, so Chaput, he got posted as the winner one time, and he was not the winner because somebody was actually somebody said that Provo said who won. And somebody jokingly said Chaput.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And then
he actually posted it.
He posted on Facebook.
So that is one example of trolling.
Okay, so there's one. Yeah. So, also the 52B.
And every time he's made contact with Todd on a track ever, it's been to troll.
There you go. Yeah. You're just you're a troll. Come on. I mean, just admit it. I love you for it.
Yeah, we love you for it. Just admit it.
You cracked me up.
I guess so.
Like everybody,
that's not why I wanted to
he admitted.
Like,
isn't that a suspension? He just admitted wrecking Todd.
No, I did not wreck Todd.
Wait, did you? Oh, we're gonna have to listen back to that.
Oh, I did wreck Kyle Maysville. I did do that, and you guys didn't catch it.
Oh, okay. Oh shit.
It was at. Well, I guess you can't go back in time, right?
Yeah, you can. We can retroactively give penalties.
Well, everybody's gonna hear this. Now
I think it was in trucks, so it's okay. So it was that.
Kyle's gonna get you back now.
It was at Watkins Glen.
No, Kyle doesn't care about Todd.
And I bumped him, and he saved it, and then Blake wrecked him, and that's when they started freaking out at each other. It was all me.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like I just kind of bumped him, but I definitely did that on purpose.
Yeah, and dude, I felt so bad because I heard who's it, Bobby blowing up on the radio, and I thought,
they were mad.
I talked about Watkins Glen.
Hilarious.
Yeah, see, I didn't realize Bobby was mad. I thought he was like totally just like joking around, like just cussing back at him.
Bobby was furious.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until afterwards. Like I was actually kind of.
No, it was Kyle. It wasn't Bobby. It was Kyle.
No, it was Watkins Glen. It was Bobby.
Yeah, it was Bobby. We're talking about the one with Bobby.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one. I'm sure it was Kyle. Is he the 55?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
Wait,
that's
you
who I
hit
hit.
Him at Watkins Glen.
I hit Kyle at Watkins Glen.
Oh, okay.
Oh no! You know what? I think it was like one of those like he hit Kyle. Kyle hit like Will or something, and somehow like Bobby ended up getting spun out because of it, and then Blink just like blatantly cussed out Bobby.
No, Blink ended up. I think Blink made contact with Bobby. I'm not sure. I remember
either way,
right out of the carousel. Yeah.
So either way, you shouldn't be admitting this right now, Chappie. I suggest you stop.
Can we cut this out?
No.
Cut.
This is live. We don't do cuts.
Yeah, live in the air. Anyway, so what else were we talking about? Oh, so yeah.
Well, since I've admitted a fault, can we all do one now? Just so I don't feel left out.
Sure. I've intentionally wrecked people twice. Wrecked is a strong word. I've intentionally bumped people twice, and both times I regret not just taking them out just in glorious fashion.
Are you going to tell us when, or would that be a bad idea?
No, they've both led to suspensions.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever intentionally wrecked anybody in this.
Maloney.
No, I'm dead serious.
Oh, on the track?
On the track, like an actual, like an actual race, or after the race. I've never I've been pissed off at people, but I've never intentionally wrecked anybody.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
Yeah, I've moved some people, but I mean, that's it. Nobody's ever pissed me off enough to where I just want to just right hook them.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever during the act of racing, I just blatantly right hooked them. I mean, I think Bristol was a perfect example of the incident with Blake the other night. That's I see that differently in my mind because that's just that's Bristol. But yeah, I don't think I've ever just blatantly right hooked someone.
I've never ran along the apron and taken out a 10-year-old. I can tell you that.
Who did that?
What?
Dustin.
Oh man, he would have. Another reason he would have been perfect for this segment. No, he got put into the league for other reasons. That was the first week.
Chappie's got a list.
That's when he started kind of slowly spiraling into what was that meme I made? Obscurity
1.0.
He was just getting too aggressive, I think, at that point.
Well, Daniel Michael was the final straw, right?
Yeah, when he was blowing the chicanes and being like, well, it's not in the rule book, and I think that was kind of the final straw for everybody.
I think that was a different race. I think that was the Roval.
No.
And then he came back for he was in season 3, race 2.
Yes, at Daytona, the road course.
Yeah,
that was the end.
But I thought it was because he turned.
It was because he made contact with
Daniel
Michael, which that one cracked me up. Yeah, he gets a little bit of contact, and that cost him how many seconds of speed and how many laps of fuel?
Brian, it affected his fuel calculation, and he would have been fine if he didn't get spun.
Yeah, no,
we're calling bullshit on that, by the way. Just complete bullshit.
Yeah, I was right in front of it when that happened, and I was pushing as hard as I could. And then I realized, I'm 2 laps short on fuel. And then I was like, I'm not going to make it. And it wouldn't even matter if I'd have made it. You were a full second faster than everybody.
Oh, I was catching him whether he was saving fuel or not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you were ridiculously fast. That was the perfect strategy for that race.
That was so fun, though. I wish we could I wish we could find out why the strategy of that race was so fun and do it again.
Well, it's because we only got 2 sets of tires. We only had the 2 sets of tires, and then you pitted, and I don't think you took tires right after that stage.
So
no,
Cody,
I did. I pit way before everyone else. Anyway, go ahead.
You're enjoying this race because of the good strategy. Have you not been an advocate for unlimited tires?
I have, but I think what made that so good was the fuel.
No.
Well, That's when we used to do 65% fuel. We upped the fuel just a little bit.
When are we ditching these fucking fast repairs? That's what I want to know.
Yes, let's talk about some good stuff.
Well, I think
the argument, blah blah blah, you get taken out.
No,
Xfinity, take them away. Trucks like that.
I think Xfinity, not next season, but there's a possibility that they may go away, and they may go away soon.
I hope so. And I understand why people don't want it to go away, because if somebody fucks up, then you get your race taken away. But that happens in NOSCO. That is life. Yep. That is racing.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. That's racing.
And I'll tell you what, it's funny because when other people tell me that they don't race differently with a fast repair, I'm either like, okay, well, you're either A liar, or
or you're the one that's not finishing the race,
or B, you're not up front. Like that's just kind of the way I take it. Like I feel like when I have a fast repair, I 100% push the edge a little bit harder.
Oh, that goes through my mind. Like that factors into how I run races. I'm like, man, I got a fast repair, so I can really kind of hang in this pack here. But if I don't, I'm like, I'm gonna hang back or try to get up front.
Yeah, I'll agree. Yeah, that's the way I say it, or that's the way I see it. 100%. Yeah.
I just think, let alone like, never mind your own it system cleaning up the league. Imagine if nobody had these fast repairs. That would clean it up for sure.
Yeah. Eddie Morris is internally screaming right now.
Yes, he is very much against getting rid of fast repair.
No, actually, no. He actually says like he would rather keep the fast repair, but at the same time, he says whatever decision ends up getting made, he's fine with it. He's just here to have fun, like everybody else. And it's one of those things. I know
that's the right thing to say, but I'm saying like internally though, he's like he loves him the fast repair.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah, and that it's fine, and I agree. Like somebody like a junior has like this invisible force field around his car of net code, right? And then iRacing fucking hates him. iRacing hates nobody more than Brian Morello Jr. That guy gets random black flags. He got a black flag one time. He didn't even go down pit road, and he got like a black flag for like unsafe pit road entry. I was right behind him. He was on the track. And he's like, "What the just happened?" Like, dude, it hates him. And
we hear it. We hear it.
Oh man, it's wild. But anyway, like for like somebody like him, it might really screw him. You know what I mean? Like no fast repair, because like he gets a lot of netcode situations. Like whenever I'm around him, I give him an extra 2 feet. Not because I don't trust him. It's just I know his car has these like extender arms that like to hit you.
Yeah, he does. He does get a lot of netcode.
Yeah. Should we get into the topic of who we drive cautiously around, or is that a bad thing to bring up?
I would love to discuss that topic.
That would be a great topic, but I imagine Knuutti does not want to touch it.
You guys go ahead and talk about it all you want. I'm not going to get involved.
Of who you drive cautiously around?
Yeah, I'm not telling you who I drive cautiously around. I mean, I don't drive cautiously around anybody. I drive exactly the same around everybody in the league.
That's not true at all. All right, fine. I thought this was one of those hard-hitting shows.
All right, let's be hard-hitting. You want to know who I drive cautiously around?
Yeah.
Let me scroll down the list and just pick out people.
Okay, I'll start. Cheese is my guy. I love me some Cheeseburger, but I will drive cautiously around Cheeseburger.
Okay.
And I will definitely drive cautiously around Junior for many of the reasons we just mentioned.
It's the only reason I don't necessarily drive cautiously around him. I just give him an extra couple feet.
Yeah. Like, okay. Define cautiously here. What are we talking about?
Like not who do you drive differently? Like who do you give more room is actually what I should be saying. Who do you just give like that extra little bit more room to, just like when you're around him? And for me, it's Junior, just because he gets the worst net code. Whereas like, I know I can literally like bump into you. You know what I mean? It's not going to send our cars launching in different directions, you know? Whereas like Junior, I know if we make contact, it's going to register as like a really hard contact, and it's going to go launching us in different directions.
Do you drive differently when you're around your teammates?
I always try to give my teammates much more room than anybody else.
I give my teammates room because they're faster than me, number one. And number two, if I can help their race, I will definitely hold people up. No shame.
Actually, the only people I don't give any room to whatsoever are my former teammates.
That's fair.
Mainly Will Witt. Whenever he's around me, I just go like, okay, I'm doing 100%. It's going to go to 110 now.
What is your problem with Will?
I don't know, man. He's just I'm just kidding. I love the guy. I don't know what's going on. Every time I get around him, so it's just like he comes around me and I go, hey, there's Will. And I wave at him and then I spin out in that wreck.
That's what's so unique about Logan is like you know how we do it, like at Wasted Wages. Like I'm a big team player. I've made bad decisions for teammates before. But Logan, he's not having any of that. He's just like, I'm here to run. Like I don't do the team thing.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% a team player. Like
if we're all holding out and saving our last set, he's throwing them off.
Right. Yeah, like I 100% would have more wins if I wasn't a team player.
Yeah, me too.
I like, there have been times where like, you yourself, Cody, like if that was somebody else in front of me last season at Martinsville, I would have moved you, you know?
Right.
But like, it's like, hey, we're teammates. I'm going to give you, you know, like I let you in, you know, like on the restart, stuff like that. And then I was like, hey, we'll battle it out after this. Like, I'll just be there to where if you make a mistake, I'm going to capitalize on it, but I'm not going to move you.
Yeah, and stuff like that. Like that's why I race. Like I don't really come out here to do the like I'm running 100% all the time. I'll do whatever it takes to win. Like there's a lot of times where I lift for certain people. It used to be everyone, but now I only lift for certain people. And in my mind, that's why this works. Like if we're just all out there going 100% and trying to win the Winston Cup every second of the race, like we'll just have cautions. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. Oh, there's certain people I'll just let by, and because I know it's like, hey, this is going to get kind of aggressive. You know, I'm probably just going to let them go. It's early, you know. And then there's other times too. It's like, hey, I know I can be aggressive, like Clint. You know, me and him were racing for the stage win last night, and I ended up getting it only because I was just kind of like, I was putting the car right where, you know, the only way he was going to be able to pass me is if he moved me. And we made contact, but it was all 0Xs. I mean, it was fun. I had a blast doing it. And I love racing people like that.
Yeah, I do too.
You know, it's fun battling with some people. And then sometimes too, I just look at my race situation. Like all the people just run me down and I go, I'm just going to let them go. And I'm going to let them burn their shit up, and I'm going to either drive back by them or I'm going to let them go up and then race hard with the person in front of me, and maybe I'll run them both down.
I had a situation with Clint earlier this year, and it was so awesome because I want to say maybe it was Vegas and the Xfinity cars. I don't know if we even raced there, but it felt like Vegas. But yeah, we were basically kind of had the same speed, and like we just didn't fight each other. It was like, you know, I'm leading, you know, he was hanging out in second, and then I think, you know, caution came out or something, and then, you know, I just kind of rode behind him. Like, you know, there's really no point until the last lap, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, you don't always need to race hard. You need to save your tires, and you just want to be there at the end. That's the biggest thing. You just want to be there at the end and in position. If you're in the top 5 towards the end of a race with a clean car and still a fast repair in the bank, you got a hell of a shot.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people kind of lose sight of that. Is like that's awesome thinking. Is that it's sort of a war, not a battle, right? Like you if you're not there at the end, then what's the point?
Yeah, exactly. I always try to save my car and my fast repair till the end. That way I know when it's like 10 laps to go, like I'm just like, hey, I'm going for it. You know what I mean? I got a fast repair. So if somebody does make a mistake, like, and they're wrecking in front of me, I'm going to try and get through that. You know what I mean? As quick as I can, because I still got that fast repair in the bank.
Yeah, I agree. That's exactly my thought process as well.
Yeah, but again, you got to save the car. You got to get there. The only time you want to use that fast repair, I mean, you don't want to use it at all. But the only time like you want to be using it if you had to in a race is those last 10 laps or so, like something like that.
Yeah, or if you're Colin Willems and get taken out of Bristol for like the 900th time in a row.
Well, then you just alt F4. Well, yeah, him and Bristol,
he did.
Well, it's actually kind of funny because I remember how the very first time in the series, I'd never even talked to the guy before. When back in the iOS days, he swept the Bristol week, and I was off that week. And I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? Right? You know, like, because I was at that time, that's when a lot of you guys had just come into the league. And at that time, like, I was kind of like one of the dudes, you know, and then all you guys came in and all of a sudden started winning. I'm like, dude, what the hell? I'm not one of the dudes anymore. You know what I mean? It is kind of bullshit. But he swept that Bristol week, and I don't think he's had a good race since then at Bristol in any iOS or SCSRA races.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think you would agree with that.
Yeah.
Chappie, do you have any other questions? Anything you want to talk about? Because your questions have been 100% on point, by the way. I give you mad credit for just carrying this episode.
Yeah, you kind of have carried the episode because all the questions that I had were for the person that's not here.
And we've lost Chappie.
Did we lose Chappie too?
Yeah, it's time to end. I appreciate you having me on, buddy. It was a blast. I think we should do this more often. We won't, but I think we should.
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to try to do this at least once a month for sure. Chappie just said, carry on, I'll be back. But we're about to shut this down.
Yeah, we're done. This is over.
So I'd just like to thank my guests, Cody and Chappie, who's no longer here, and Dustin, who's no longer here as well. So this is a great show. I lost all my guests, and if I would have ran for another 10 minutes, I would have lost my last one as well. So we're just going to go ahead and call this one, and we'll catch you guys next time.